Just pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us this evening. It is Thursday, July 20th, 2023. We are meeting in the G.A.R room of City Hall. I'm just going to go over just a couple of procedural things and how the meeting's to be run. We ask that everyone please turn off your cell phones, and if you do have to make a call, if you could just leave the room. So the way we typically run the meeting is that the applicant comes, presents, you give your name and address, that's your home address, to the recording secretary for the record. After you present, we will open the meeting to the public. Ask if anyone's in favor or opposition. We would then will close. We would then ask any elected official that's present if they would like to be heard. Then after that, the meeting is closed to the public. That application will be closed to the public. Deliberation will be amongst the commissioners only. And I will go over. Commissioners in attendance today are myself, Jeff Charnell, Paul Savinsky, Robert Sifton, Christine Jerome, and Scott Ullman. And today we have Deputy Fire Chief Eddie Williams. And then our liaison between the police is Paul Banaka. So the first agenda items are procedural things that are the License Commission only. We won't be opening that to the public. We'll just read that, and the License Commission will then vote. Obviously, the meeting is being recorded, right? Anything to add, commissioners? Chief? Senate. Okay. All right. Agenda item number 1, review of the regularly scheduled License Commission meeting of June 15, 2023, and the special meeting of June 5th, 2023.
Motion to waive.
Yeah, just say second. Second. So a motion's been made and seconded to grant. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The approval of the following police officers as licensed agents for the month of July: Lieutenant Paul Banaka, David Ferry, Williams Seaman, Sergeant Christopher McDonough, Timmy Stanton, Captains John Halsey, Detectives Eric Cummins, Jackie Condon, Eric Clark, Thomas Highland, Donald McMullen, Paul Nazir, James Cornshaw, Ryan Quirk, and Michael Machichi.
Motion approved.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve. All in favor?
Aye.
We would also give anyone the ability to withdraw an application before the hearing. If we don't hear none, see none, we will move forward. Go ahead.
I'd like to make a motion on number 2. The Court Street, the attorney that the owner has requested that be on in September.
Okay. Let me read it. Hearing a request from 65 Court Street LLC for a transfer of a used car to dealer's license at 65 Court Street, Brockton, Mass. For a status update. Can I get a motion?
Move for that to be held in September.
Second.
So a motion's been made and seconded to postpone until September. All in favor?
Aye.
That motion carries. Request for one-day permits. Hearing a request from Brockton Arts for a special one-day permit to sell wine and malt beverages for a art reception to be held at Enzo Gallery, 86 Center Street on August 5th from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Is the applicant present?
Yes. My name is Arnie Danielson, and I reside at 603 Summer Street in Brockton.
Ernie, if you want to pick that up just to speak into it so the public can hear you, or you can sit down.
Down.
Yeah. Yeah, what do you have going on?
We have a reception called Impact, a local artist named Evelyn Joseph, and an artist up from Hartford, Connecticut, named Mel. He is Nigerian. I cannot pronounce his last name as hard as I try. That had been planned by curator Jamal Eversley. There'll be a little bit of African drumming. There'll be a little bit of spoken word. There'll be a little bit of wine and beer. There'll be a little bit of fruit and cheese. We expect 125 people over the course of the 5 hours, and that's it, full stop.
All right. Anything else?
No, not at all.
All right. I'm going to open the meeting to the public and see if there's anyone that'd like to speak in favor of this application. Anyone that'd like to speak in opposition? Any elected official? Seeing none, hearing none, closing. Commissioners.
Mr. Chairman, I have two applications here. One of them says police officer, the other one says no police officer. Is it open to the public?
It's absolutely open to the public, and there is a public invitation.
Okay, so the newest one we have, the top one with one police detail is the current one.
I didn't realize there were two, but I'm expecting a police detail.
Okay.
From Lieutenant Monica.
Now, the other question I have for you, Mr. Daniels, where are we getting the alcohol?
The alcohol is coming from Martignetti Liquors. We've established a permanent relationship with them such that if this liquor license is granted, I forward them that license, place my order.
And they deliver it?
No, well, they will if I ask.
Well, technically, you can't pick it up.
All right, in that case, they deliver.
No, just technically, you don't have a transporter's license. So.
All right,
But
that's no problem.
no problem. I'm glad you established with somebody, because I figured your booze must be running out by now.
Well, I tell you, we are clearly the smallest client they have.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of the larger buildings I've ever seen.
Yeah, it is. It's huge.
The relationship is established.
Good.
With the license in hand, I present that license, place the order.
Thank you. That's it, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Anything else, commissioners? Deputy Chief?
No, just that a crowd manager be present. This is a venue that we've operated out of before, and Mr. Danielson does a very nice job.
Are you a crowd manager?
I am not.
Lieutenant?
I think it's already been covered. I spoke to Mr. Danielson about arranging a police detail. That's all straightened out.
My partner for the evening.
Good evening, everybody. Excuse me for my tardiness.
No problem. We're at the end, so you think you'll be good.
Better late than never.
Yeah.
This is our curator, Jamal Eversley. He is responsible for the artwork that's in place.
Okay.
Yes.
No, yeah, we already heard it.
You're more than welcome to have flies if you like.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Commissioners, if there's nothing else, it's that time.
Motion to
approve.
Second.
So a motion's been made and seconded to grant. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Good luck.
Thank you, Commissioner. My mistake.
Still on request for one-day permits. We're moving on to agenda item number 2. Hearing a request from the Greek Orthodox Church for a one-day special permit to sell all alcoholic beverages for a Greek festival to be held at 457 Oak Street on the following dates. Can we just have a motion to take this collectively?
Make a motion to take them all at once.
Second.
So a motion's been made to take all the dates collectively. All in favor?
Aye.
For the following dates: September 14th, 2023, from 11 to 9 p.m., September 15th, 2023, from 11 to 1 p.m., September 16th, 2023, from 11 a.m. to 1 a.m., and September 17th, from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. The applicant present.
Hey, Paula Tsitsopoulos, 15 Athens Drive, Brockton. Board member of the church. We're here to have our annual festival again. It's getting bigger and bigger every year.
Anything to add about the festival? Just
It's food, drink, dance. There's vendor booths.
okay. Anything else?
Not unless you guys have questions.
I will open the meeting to the public and see if there's anyone in favor. I know there's someone in favor in the audience. Yeah. Got a couple back there. Yeah, everyone's in favor. Anyone in opposition, that would be...
That would be fun.
Yeah, that would be funny. And I don't see any elected officials, so I'm going to close that portion of the meeting. Commissioners.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
It's not a problem.
Just on the motion, commissioners? How many people are you expecting, roughly?
Thousands.
Commissioner Chanel, probably thousands go through there on Friday, Saturday, maybe under 1,000 on Thursday and Sunday. But
Okay.
throughout the day, throughout the whole,
And just how long have you guys been doing this event?
40 years from Warren Ave days.
Long time. So, and Lieutenant?
So I'm sure the usual two details, one for the event and of course one for traffic
Yes.
as usual for Oak Street, as it can be hazardous. And just to make sure that the safety for the patrons crossing the street and additional time added for everyone to be able to cross the street. So other than that, the police department has no objections. That's it.
The fire department has no objection, just requesting a crowd manager be present. I know that one of the trustees or something, the lady with the Irish name, she became a
Malone.
crowd manager last time. Yes. Thank you. She's from like Westwood or someplace.
Easton?
No, I thought you was something else. Easton? Okay.
Yeah, no, there's a few of us that are crowd managers.
Okay.
I'm not yet, but there's a few of us on the board that are,
Very good.
so.
Yeah, they do a phenomenal job. I live on that street, so
Sorry for the traffic.
I enjoy the traffic because I'm usually headed to it. So.
Yeah.
Scott?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
So a motion's been made and seconded to approve. All in favor?
Aye.
That motion carries.
Thank you, everybody.
I did notice they put a street light on that telephone pole at the crosswalk.
We did. Captain Picaro actually had them line the crosswalk too and did that. I guess it shines better,
Yeah,
but definitely.
that's a plus.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, there was no street light at the crosswalk. But I read the deed. They used to have to cross the people.
Moving on to agenda item number 4. Hearing a request from Club National Franco American.
You missed
You
number 3.
missed number 3.
Okay, sorry. Hearing a request from A Lost Venues, Yolanda Medina, for a special one-day permit to sell wine and malt beverages at 1340 Belmont Street on the following dates. Permission to take the dates collectively?
You're going to be up the next one. He missed.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
No worries.
It's the loft. Permission to take the dates collectively. Yeah, can you get a motion?
Make a motion. Take the dates collectively.
Second.
A motion's been made and seconded to take the dates collectively. The following dates: July 22nd, 2023, from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. August 19th, 2023, from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. September 22nd, 2023, from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. Is the applicant present?
Hi, everyone. So my name is Yolanda Medina. I am here to see if I can get 3 permits approved, and it's not selling it, it's serving.
Okay,
Yes, that needs to be fixed.
it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Just your name and address for the record.
80 Thayer Circle in Randolph, 1340 Belmont Street, Brockton.
Thank you.
So if you could just tell us what's happening on the 3 dates.
Okay, so the 22nd, I have a surprise 40th birthday party, which is the Saturday. August 19th is a surprise 50th birthday party / dinner. September 22nd is a 25th birthday party.
It's not a surprise.
That one's not a surprise.
Anything else?
No.
Okay. I'm going to open the meeting to the public and see if there's anyone that'd like to speak in favor of this application. Anyone that'd like to speak in opposition? Any elected official that'd like to be heard? Seeing none, hearing none, I will close that portion of the meeting. Commissioners?
Mr. Chairman, if I may, you said you're just serving. You have a caterer now that's bringing her own alcohol? Or
Yes.
their own alcohol?
Yes.
Okay, so they have to supply the License Commission and the police a copy of their,
No, they don't have a caterer. It's a 1-day permit. I believe we spoke
you
about
just
it.
told me you're not,
No, it's not me.
you're only, you're serving. Who's getting the permit? You.
Yeah,
But you have somebody coming in that's going to cater it and to serve alcohol?
to serve alcohol, yes.
Mr. Chair, I'm a little confused. She's asking for a permit for herself, but she's bringing in an outside agency to take care of it. The question is if this person that's coming in, are they bringing alcohol with them?
Yes, they have.
Okay.
Who are
Go
they?
ahead.
Supply it.
The real thing is, who are they buying the alcohol from? Would be.
No, as long as they're a caterer.
Is this person a caterer? Or do they have a license to cater?
Yes, they do.
Okay, so then they won't,
So the issue is, if the person does not have, so you're applying for a license, right? So you're essentially, we're giving you the ability to serve alcohol out of your business. You then can't then shift that to someone else. So it has, you are like our client, and we're giving you permission. So you can't then you can give someone else permission. You can be there and they can serve the alcohol, but it has to come from either a wholesaler or someone that has a catering license.
She does the wholesales.
So she buys it from a wholesaler.
Yes.
so she probably has to have a caterer's license, or they wouldn't sell to her. So there's really
So
no
that
need.
person just has to give that license to the commission and the police department.
Before you hold
the venue.
event. If it's what they call a 12C caterer's license, that's what the license is called. So they have to notify the commission and the police department. So you have to make sure they do that before the first date. And you're using the same person on all the dates?
Yeah, she's been doing it for over a year.
So make sure that she supplies both the commission and the police department with that caterer's license.
And if that's not the case, you have to buy the liquor and have it delivered by a wholesaler. So you. No one else can do it. You can't have me do it, Stud, nobody, just you. So that's the difference.
And if that's the case, Mr. Commissioner, if she has a 12C license, she doesn't need this because she has a venue.
I mean, I think we should grant it just in case as a backup for her, so.
All three of them, or
Yeah.
just the first closest one?
I would give her all three. I mean, she's in front of us for the license.
Okay, all right, that's fine. From here on, as long as you're using the same woman and she has a company, and they have a 12C license, you do not even need to come here.
I have to send an email.
No?
Is that correct?
No, you have to deliver a copy of her license to the License Commission and tell them when you're going to have an event that's catered by a 12C, and also to the police department. So you would send one to Sylvia and one to Lieutenant Banaka.
Okay.
That's it. You won't need to come here, and that's what I tried to explain to you before. If you brought on board a 12C caterer, you would need to come here and ask
So
us.
in the event that something happens, she's not able to do the event, that's when you would, or she's tied up, you would have to come to us for us to grant you the permission to then sell alcohol.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we also implemented as of July 1st, the, must be in 14 days before the event.
Yep.
So you need to apply for these, if you need to apply for these 14 days in advance before the event, or the License Commission doesn't have to accept it and probably won't, because they're
Yeah, there's an application to cut off now. We're trying not to do special meetings.
Oh, I thought I turned in the paperwork like 3 weeks ago.
No, you're fine.
You're fine.
You're just going for.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You did it within the
Oh,
14.
like, did I mess up again?
She knows about that. She knows.
Okay, okay. As long as you know about it, just,
Yes.
okay. I make a motion to approve if the police or the fire have no objections.
No objections.
For clarification purposes, it's a private event and there's no admission going on
No,
here?
it's-
There's
it's
no,
Whoever the client, it's mostly family.
okay.
It's not open to the public.
No,
Okay, then there's no detail required.
no.
And we've gone over the alcohol issues, so the police department doesn't have any objection at this time.
Just on the motion, do you have a crowd, are you a crowd manager? Did you get your? crowd-
No, I didn't. I need that. I need to get that
Yeah, you
done.
got to do that. And once you get it, Deputy Chief, who does she give that to?
Send it to Sylvia.
Okay. Once you get it, email it to us. It's an online, what is it, online test, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
It's online, takes about an hour.
It takes about an hour.
Okay.
And you get your certificate right there.
Oh, you got one?
Okay.
No, he's got one of the. I'm gonna move this in and knock it over.
And anybody second
He's gonna give her something.
So I think you're in better stead now that you have somebody that's helping you with the 12C stuff.
Okay.
Because now that's really nothing it's her responsibility to make sure she gets paperwork to
That would help.
these two. I make a motion to take all three of these dates,
Second.
approve, second.
A motion's been made and seconded to approve the following dates. All in favor?
Aye.
That motion carries. Good luck.
Okay, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
All right. Agenda item number 4, hearing a request from Club National Francisco America for a special permit for barbecue to be served, to serve alcohol in the rear of the parking lot at 170 Court Street on August 5th, 2023, from 12 p.m. to 9 p.m. The applicant's present. If you could just bring the mic closer to you and just give your name.
Peter Bissett, 21 Bell Drive, Whitman, Mass.
What do you have going on?
Just an outdoor patio. We do it every year. We've done it for years. We've had no problems at all. We block off both entrances with vehicles so that we have there's no safety problem whatsoever. And something different. We do it every year.
Okay. Anything else?
No, that's
All
it.
right. I'm going to open the meeting to the public and see if anyone's here in opposition, in favor. Anyone here in opposition? Any elected official that'd like to be heard? Hearing none, seeing none, I will close that portion of the meeting. Commissioners. Scott?
Chairman, I have an email here from Megan Bridges, the attorney for the city. Because they currently have a liquor license, they would have to contact the ABCC to get a patio license. This is not a new rule. It's just something that's starting to come to a head. So the local licensing authority cannot extend their licensed premises without the ABCC's approval. And any person that, for more than a total of 30 days per calendar year, to any person that has an on-premise license application pending, or she highlights any premise that has an alcoholic beverage license, cannot receive a one-day license for alcohol outside the premises.
That's something new, or?
No, it's just something that's been brought to our attention and it's getting out of hand. And it's not you people that are out of hand. It's just the number of people that are coming to us asking for one-day extensions when they have to go to the ABCC first. So you have to file an application for modification of your license,
Yeah.
send it to them. And once it's approved, Sylvia will get it, and then it'll be put on the agenda.
So I guess we can't have it then.
Well, that's not up to me.
I'm trying to look for the email.
I have it right here, Mr. Chairman, if you need to see it.
Yeah, can I see it?
Yeah.
I know I had that. Deputy, Deputy Chief, do you want to just speak on it? I don't know if you,
I had emailed when that opinion came out, I think it came out a month or two ago. I emailed Solicitor Bridges, and I believe she stated that a special events permit would be in order. What I would probably suggest would be you could pass this pending and then put a call into it tomorrow pending what she has to say in the morning.
okay. I'm cool with that.
As far as the fire department, we have no concerns. We've spoken with Mr. Bissett, he's given us a plan, but it's confusing at best, I think.
Yeah.
So I think that, you know, rather than waste everybody's time today, if you just follow that path, you'll be better off.
So the big concern on the police department end was the safety, and I spoke with the applicant, and there's going to be barricades placed, and I concur with the deputy chief, is if there could be perhaps a quick approval by the ABCC, and if that's the case, if there's approval pending the ABCC, if they make a quick decision, then perhaps the event can go on. So that's just a suggestion, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Anything else, commissioners? I had something. There's only 80 people you're expecting.
Roughly 80 to 100.
Gotcha.
And they're basically, they're all members, there's no outside. No public is not invited.
Yeah, and how long have you been doing this?
Quite a while, 5 or 6 years, anyway.
More.
Yeah, probably.
I can verify that more.
And there's gonna be music.
Yeah.
How loud is the music gonna
No,
be?
it won't be loud, believe me. And plus, really where we have it, you have the telephone building next door, and you got the apartment building, which is across the way, and there's buildings behind that, so, and, you know, it's not gonna be loud at all, believe me.
Okay. All right, so you should make the motion pending the outcome of, I think they can do this through a special events, so.
I would defer to Solicitor
Yeah,
Bridges
so
to make that
let's just make
decision.
a motion pending the outcome of what we hear from.
I'll make a motion that the chairman contact Councilor Bridges in the morning and find out what she has to say in the issue. And if she says okay, then it's approved. If she says no, then it's not approved by the License Commission.
Sounds good to me. Second. Yeah.
ABCC's one that.
So a motion's been made and seconded to grant. All in favor?
Aye.
So, someone from the License Commission office will reach out to you.
Okay.
All right.
You'll be in touch with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I don't know if you, is there a phone number on here?
I believe so.
You might want to give Cynthia your number just in case. Oh, yeah, there's a number on here.
Yeah, and there's Peter, his number, and Eddie Belch is here.
Okay,
So,
Yeah, okay.
thank you.
People get time to read them all then, stuff like that?
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
All right, thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on to agenda item number 5, hearing request from Brockton VFW Post 1046 for a special permit for a car show burnout for vets and to serve alcohol in front of the parking lot at 283 North Quincy Street on July 29, 2023 from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. Applicant present. Just your name and address.
My name is Robert Graham. My Brockton address is 283, 6 Alphonse Road in Brockton.
What is going on the 29th?
We have, it's our annual car show burnout that benefit veterans. We've had it, well, this is my 5th year doing it, and I know we've had it many years before that. It's normally held in our front parking lot. I don't like it, but people come to see it. I don't understand why people spin around and burn their tires out, but people love it. And they come to see it. We usually have a pretty good crowd. We do have a patio license, but I just always ask you guys so you know what's going on. We also have a police detail scheduled. And
Great. Anything else?
no, unless anybody has questions for me.
All right, I'm going to open the meeting to the public and see if there's anyone in favor. Anyone in opposition? Any elected official? Seeing none, hearing none, closing. Commissioners.
Again, Mr. Commissioner, you said you have a patio license for the barbecue pit area?
Yes.
So as long as the alcohol stays over there, you're already licensed for that.
Right. Well, like I said, we just always like to be up front and let everybody.
No, I understand that. So,
And it's just served in cups. It's no.
no, I understand. As Mr. Commissioner, if nobody else has any objection after the police and the fire, I recommend favorably to approve pending the checking that they have the patio license.
Deputy Chief.
I have no objections. This has been an event that's gone on, and it's not starting until noon time. Taking my fire department off, putting my quality of life hat back on. When we had the Thanksgiving burnout, that started a little too early and caused a little bit of terror through the neighborhood. So the 12 o'clock to 4 o'clock, I think, would be good.
I suggest we don't do the Thanksgiving one again.
Right.
That wasn't good. Lieutenant?
So I spoke with the applicant. There's concrete barriers that will be placed at the perimeter to ensure safety, and a police detail will be hired. There's no objection from the police department at this time.
So I make a motion to approve pending the verification of a patio license. There's no patio license, that I will defer to Councilor Bridges again and find out. So if they say there's a patio license, it's good to go.
A second.
So a motion's been made and seconded to approve pending the outcome of patio license and Solicitor Bridges. All in favor?
Aye.
That motion carries. Good luck.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you all. Have a good night.
But I don't know if they can.
Moving on to agenda item number 4, hearing a request from Green Road LLC for a change of ownership on a retail marijuana license located at 897 North Montello Street, Brockton. The applicant present.
Counsel on behalf of the applicant is present.
Just name and address.
Yep, Scott Rubin, 71 Legion Parkway, 3rd floor, Brockton, Mass. On behalf of Green Road LLC. This is the step 2 in the process of a change of ownership. This has been approved by the CCC. I provided, actually Sylvia, a copy of the approval that was done at their public meeting on July 13th. We actually went through a pretty extensive interview process and document review of the approval with the CCC. Essentially, there are 2 owners of this business, one being Georg Sarabikian. He has desired to transfer his interest to this, I'm going to call it G.A.R, but I'm not sure how to say it, but it's G.O.U.R Holdings LLC. He is the 100% owner of this entity, so he's really just changing his personal interest to this LLC interest for estate planning purposes. And again, through an extensive hearing process and document review, this was approved. Really just a change of form of structure of ownership versus actual individual, so the individual still owns the same interest, just under a different entity. With that, I would ask that the board consider and approve it.
Great. Anything else, Council?
No.
Okay.
Commissioner, before we move on,
Yep.
can I make a motion, we take both of these collectively, because they answer to a higher power than us.
Second one as well.
Is it the same?
It's not the same entity.
No, it's the same, it's a
Process.
It's state-approved license. I mean, there's nothing that we can do or say other than approve.
I would second that.
Yeah, before we second that, I don't think we can take them collectively because they're not the,
It's not the exact same.
And we
it's not
take,
it's not the same business.
okay, fine.
I appreciate that.
I understand what you're trying to do, but it's not the same business.
All right.
Yeah, if it was the same business, I would say yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that dies. I'm going to open the meeting to the public and ask anyone that'd like to speak in favor. Anyone that'd like to speak in opposition, elected official like to be heard.
Good
Counselor?
evening, Commissioner Shirley Exak, Ward 7 City Councilor. So this business is in Ward 7, and I'm just here in support of this as we've done a few of these transfers in this past year, and I just want to see this business move smoothly and continue to do business in the ward.
Thank
No
you.
empty buildings.
No, it's even.
Thank you.
Thank you. I am closing the public portion. Commissioners, questions? Anything? I have one question. This still has to go to the full city council for approval, right?
Yes.
So I don't have.
Oh, yeah. It moves along. Step 3.
Nothing fire-related with a change of ownership.
With the change of ownership, there's no issue, but I do want to mention, just on the record, I know it was mentioned before about complaints about traffic tie-ups at the entrance, which is the Howard Street Bridge entrance. There were 3 car accidents this year regarding that location. So if the attorney here wants to take the bull by the horns, I'm going to be forwarding the traffic issues to the Traffic Commission, to Captain Picaro. But if you want to take the bull by the horns, maybe somehow deal with that, with the entrance and exit, the one that's specific to the Howard Street Bridge, because that is a traffic tie-up.
Would the department be looking for just right turn only out of there, or are you looking for a
right-hand
traffic-
turn would be, actually be,
It's tough
it
to
would
take a left.
assist. Tough to take a left there.
Yes.
But then there are cars also turning in, which is difficult from, if you're going west. So that could be an issue, but at least it could alleviate a percentage by having that be a right turn only sign. If you want to take the bull by the horns with that, that would help.
Or,
Are we looking-
Lieutenant, how about blocking off that entrance altogether and using the only entrance over by,
Which would be Montello Street.
yeah,
That would be the.
further down?
Just point of information, they were in front of Traffic Commission, and I believe the Traffic Commission gave them, yes, Counselor Lally and myself had them before the Traffic Commission, so they were given, I believe,
Permission.
Sonny even said he'd make up some of the signs, I'm not. but
Right turn
they-
only
They
signs?
have, they did, I don't want to speak off, but they were given recommendations by the Traffic Commission.
They were. Okay. I'll follow up with that. Don't know if we can close an entrance on one entrance completely.
The one on the Howard Street Bridge would not affect them because the entrance down far enough to get into traffic, to get out of traffic, as you're coming north on Montello Street before the lights.
Yeah, but they got half of it blocked off.
It would just create a pattern. If we close off Howard Street completely from entering or exiting, then any customers that have to move from Montello off, when they come onto the property, they scoot left. And I know this is a Papagino, so I know this been there many times before that. You would have traffic going in 2 directions to that parking area that's really in the front of the store. And so we want to utilize that parking. We're creating some traffic flow coming back out to one side. And we don't use the back end of the building. The back end of the building is
Yeah, right.
Not traffic.
It's actually blocked off. So
Right.
you can't go around the back of the building.
Correct. So I think the right turn only off Howard Street is probably, I think we even talked about that one time to see if we could alleviate some blockage on the left. It's a busy light, the busy intersection there.
I think it's agreeable, and apparently the traffic commission's already aware of it, and
So-
the councilor's already aware of it, so the police department's satisfied with that.
Okay.
Yeah, and just, I mean, we have to let the traffic commission do their thing. I mean, that's licensing
Yeah.
commission. So
Yep.
traffic.
I'll talk to Sonny about it, for sure.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Moving on to agenda item number 5, hearing a request from Hype Court LLC for a change of ownership for a retail marijuana license located at 327 North Pearl Street, Brockton, Mass.
Again, Scott Rubin on behalf of the applicant, 71 Legion Parkway, 3rd floor, Brockton, Mass. Similar circumstance as the last application. As Commissioner Holman mentioned, this is simply a transfer of Canark Marcosian. She's the 50% owner in this business, is transferring her interest, or would like to transfer her interest into this NYUK Holdings LLC. She is 100% owner of that entity as well, so it's just a form of change of ownership versus the individual. No new entity, no new individual would be in control. She would remain in control of her interest as well. And again, this has gone through some extensive document review with the CCC, as well as an actual physical interview that we had and was approved by the CCC on July 13th. With that, I would ask that the board approve this change.
Anything else?
Nope.
I'm going to open the meeting to the public and ask anyone that'd like to speak in favor, opposition, elected official that'd like to be heard on this matter. Hearing none, seeing none, I will close that portion of the meeting. Commissioners?
Is this the one we did last, for the, putting in the door?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
Same
that's already
entity.
been approved by the
It has.
Triple C?
Yeah, it's not, I think the door is in. The fulfillment center is not completed. It's still pending some work inside and inspection by CCC, so that's still pending. Yeah.
I have no further.
I have one question.
Yes.
So there's someone leaving the LLC and then someone replacing it, that person?
No change of individual, just taking the individual's interest, same as the other one, taking her interest, flipping it to an LLC, and she's still 100%
Gotcha, okay, all right.
member interest, so there's no change of
There's
any
no change.
person.
Okay,
No.
gotcha, all right,
Nope.
all right, I thought,
No.
okay. Deputy Chief,
No comment on the change.
Lieutenant?
No objection to the change of ownership.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
A motion's been made and seconded to approve. All in favor?
Aye.
That motion carries.
Thank you.
Moving on to agenda item number 6, hearing a request from Psychic Reading by Michelle for a fortune-telling license located at 476 Pleasant Street, Brockton, Mass. Is the applicant present? Just your name and address for the record?
Michelle Miller, 476 Pleasant Street, Brockton.
Got that?
Yes.
What do you have going on here?
Psychic readings. Psychic readings?
Psychic readings? Okay. Anything that you want to tell us about how the business works or anything like that?
I mean, I do palm readings, tarot card readings, reading energy stones, chakra cleansings.
Okay, all right. Anything else? All right.
It's very simple.
I will now open the meeting up to the public and see if there's anyone that'd like to speak in favor. Anyone that'd like to speak in opposition? Any elected official? Seeing none, hearing none, closing that portion of the meeting. Commissioners?
Mr. Chairman, may I?
Yes.
I have a communication from Mr. Plouffe, who is the building commissioner and zoning enforcement officer. 476 Pleasant is in a R1 zone, and he said it would require a zoning variance for that business to be at that address.
Okay. Do we usually send this to zoning? No.
Well, I don't think you could issue a license for the property if it's not zoned
If
properly.
it's not zone property, absolutely. Okay. Did you hear that? The zone that you're in requires probably a special permit, I would assume. Not a variance, right? 'Cause it's,
I'm not 100% sure, but it would nevertheless
Probably
be
a
a zoning
variance.
board action.
If it's a commercial use in a residential area, it would require a variance. Unless it's a special permitted use in a residential area.
Gotcha. Do you understand that? Yeah. So, the property that you're in technically this business technically can't run out of that building until you get a variance or a special permit from the Zoning Board of Appeals. So what we can do today is table this until you figure that out, if you want, if that's okay. Okay. Guys, I'm assuming that this is not going to be quick, so I wouldn't table it to the next meeting. I would probably give it a couple meetings.
It's gonna be, you gotta apply. Mr. Rubin, what do you think? How long does it take to get on the board? 4 months?
Oh, to get on the board,
To get to the zoning board?
she had to have a plan drawn, so she had to have civil engineering plans drawn, so that'd take a month, six weeks, and then you have to have a 30-day deadline to get into zoning, so.
Then you gotta advertise it and.
That's why you need 30 days to get into the next meeting, so it definitely take her 2 to 3 months likely to get into the next meeting, and then it takes a little while for the decision, if it's approved, to be docketed, and then 21 days, it's a while.
So can I make a motion that we table this till the November meeting?
I'm fine, yeah. I mean, I think Mr. Rubin has a client here, so it's good. Maybe they should talk. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Second.
So a motion's been made and seconded to table this till November.
I'll get the date.
Regularly.
On the motion,
Yes.
on the motion, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
If in fact this lady is able to move it quicker,
Yeah,
maybe we hold her to November?
no,
No,
she can just come before, call Sylvia and you can put her on the, I mean, it's gonna take that long. November 16th would be our meeting date.
November 16th.
So if she contacted Sylvia, say, in September, and said, hey, everything's better,
Very user-friendly city, are we?
what's that?
Not very user-friendly. Eva, is this your own, may I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is this your only means of living, this port?
Yes,
Okay. And where do you live presently? Do you?
476 Pleasant Street.
Oh, you live
Do
there?
it online.
Currently.
Oh, you do it
Yeah.
online, okay.
So you're trying to get a storefront to do it so people can walk in. So yeah, the zone you're in is a residential zone, so
Commercial Pleasant Street.
yeah. So I mean, the city's weird. I mean, you could be in a resi zone,
That's what I was trying to.
stand on the corner, be in a commercial zone, and turn around and be in something else, so. But again, there's a procedure, and as long as you go through it, you'll be fine, with the commission at least. So I don't think we would have any issues with granting.
I mean, if you want, we can move it till September 28th, and if it's not done, then we'll have to postpone it, and then postpone it,
Yeah.
or make a motion to grant, and then not, I understand where it's
I mean,
coming from.
we can make
but
a
I don't-
motion, we can make a motion to grant pending the outcome of the ZBA. I mean, you can,
And then that's between her and the ZBA.
that becomes.
It takes the onus off of us.
Yes.
All right, I'll make a motion to grant pending,
I'll withdraw my second.
okay.
We already made a motion and
I'll have to withdraw my motion.
Yep, go ahead.
I make a motion to approve pending ZBA approval.
Second.
Just real quick on just before we do that, I just want to go over just hours of operation and how many people do you plan on having retail business on a daily basis?
Honestly, 2 people a day, but only on the weekdays, not the weekends, and it would be from 12 to 7. 12 to 7.
12 to 7?
12 p.m. to 7 p.m.
And the hours will be posted, obviously?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm good. So a motion's been made and seconded to grant pending the outcome of
ZBA.
ZBA. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. So technically it's granted, but you have to go to the ZBA and have them approve it. And then
Zoning.
That's zoning board of appeals. You can talk to, you can talk to, he can help you right there. Yeah, no problem. Take care.
That one.
Moving on to agenda item number 7, hearing request from AA Auto LLC for a change of name on a used car license located at 1100 North Montello, Brockton. Is the applicant present?
The applicant had an emergency apparently, and lucky for the applicant, I was here. So I'm going to fill in for the applicant.
Just your name and address for the record.
Scott Rubin, 71 Legion Parkway, 3rd floor. Brockton, Mass. Simple request, I guess, on the application to remove the reference to Champion City 2, I guess, is what's on the current license, and they did not, reputationally wise, wanted to remove any reference to Champion City, so they just would like to drop that and just leave the license as AAP Motors LLC. That's all.
Okay. All right. Anything else? Okay. Anything else to add? Okay. Nothing else to add, right?
No.
Okay. I am going to open the meeting to the public and see if there's anyone that'd like to speak in favor, opposition, elected official that'd like to be heard.
Good evening, Commissioners. Once again, this is a Ward 7 business, and it's been a dealership for many years, and I just realized this evening, the applicant didn't ask me to appear before you, but I just realized that it's in Ward 7, and if you see the application acceptable, then I hope you vote favorably on this. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. I am going to close the public portion of the meeting and Commissioners' deliberation. Scott.
Is this in fact a transfer or a new license? And the reason I say that is that that property's been vacant for some time, and I don't know that they renewed their license for this year.
When you say transfer, this is literally just changing the name on the used car license. There's no request to do anything other than modify the name on the license itself. So there's no request to change any kind of ownership or anything else. Just change it from AAP Motors LLC, doing business as, to taking off the DBA, that's all.
I think it's that dealership at the corner of Montello and Frankton.
Yep.
Right? Yeah, there's
Okay, then,
Yeah.
because there's a place up the street called Champion.
That's why we would like
Yeah.
to remove,
That's empty.
that's why we want to remove the,
That's what he's saying.
Yeah, that's why I'm confused, because there was another one on Main Street named Champion that,
Yeah,
we don't-
they're doing that because they don't want the
we don't want the,
reputation.
correct.
Okay.
We're at 11, this is 1100 North Montello, across the street from the car wash.
Yeah, they don't want to be. Anything else?
that used to be Greenlight Motors?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one I'm speaking of. I went there the other day, there was no cars there.
They may not be, they may want to change the name and put cars there then.
Yeah.
But the other Champion City,
I think Commissioner Ullman's confusing corners.
Let me see, I'm just gonna look it up.
That's 1100 This is Sonny's place on
the street.
the,
Well,
would be
Andy's.
the southwest corner.
Andy's place.
I'm sorry.
The relative.
All right, yeah. So it's not the Bill's business on the north corner.
I'm just filling in to ask for a name change. It's 1100 North Montello. I don't want to make any statements. I didn't go to the property. I believe it's on the left side if you're heading towards Avon, on that corner.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Scott, anything else?
No,
As far as I know, it has an
I went
active
there
license.
the other day, I
right?
parked in the parking lot and I looked, and there's one on this side and one on this side, and this one over here, which said
So pick
Champion.
the one that had the cars in it.
All right.
Wow.
I'm just joking.
Let's put it this way, if they don't have any cars there, this will help get them cars there. We can change the name and,
Deputy.
Well, that's why
Scott, anything else?
that's why I'm asking if it's a transfer.
not a transfer. It's just a name change.
Okay, just a name change.
Correct.
Okay.
Deputy Chief? Scott, you're all set, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Deputy Chief.
No comment on a name change.
No issues, no objection from the police department.
Motion to approve?
Second.
So a motion's been made and seconded to grant the name change. All in favor?
Aye. Thank you.
All opposed? Moving on to agenda number 8. Hearing a request from Sodati's Restaurant, Inc., doing business as Sodati's Restaurant. A change in hours in all alcoholic restaurant license, entertainment license located at 1145 Main Street, Brockton. Is the applicant present?
Mr. Chairman, if they're not present right now, can I make a motion that we put it to the back of the meeting?
Second.
One second. Counselor?
Sarah, how are you doing? She did send an application, but she had to leave the country. So she emailed Sylvia.
Okay.
It was an emergency that she had to leave the country. So
You're here on her behalf? You're here on her behalf?
not really.
Do you want us to table it just for next month, or?
I would.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take my motion back, and I'll make a motion to table it till,
Pull the second, then do it.
Take a second back.
take the second back.
Yeah, go ahead.
Pull it.
It's fine, yeah, it's good. So she removed her second.
Okay.
All right,
To table it to next month's meeting,
the next scheduled meeting?
Yes.
next scheduled,
August.
which would be August 17th.
The second? Second. So a motion's been made and seconded to table this application to the next regularly scheduled meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Excuse me.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah. Take care of it.
5-minute recess. Opening the meeting back up. Moving on to agenda item number 9. Hearing a request from Salo Francisco LLC, doing business at Salo Bar and Grill. Manager Salmon, how do you say that?
Salomon.
Salomon, how do you say the last name?
Afonseca.
Alfonseca makes an application for a transfer of all alcoholic beverages restaurant, Common Victor Entertainment license at 810 Montello Street, Brockton, Mass. The applicant's present.
Yes.
Just name and address for the record.
Kyle Vieira, I'm counsel for the applicant, 480 Turnpike Street, Easton, Massachusetts. And for the applicant, Sal Afonseca, 9 Granville Place, Malden, Massachusetts.
What's going on?
So this is just a transfer of an existing on-premises license. Sal, he's the sole member of the LLC that is going to be transferred the license to. He has extensive food service industry. He's been in the industry for well over 10 years. He co-owns a restaurant down in New Bedford for the past 3 years. They've had no alcohol-related violations at that location. He's tip certified, he's serve safe certified. This restaurant actually never operated. It was scheduled to open in the spring of 2020. Pandemic hit, obviously it never opened. The license is now being transferred to Sal, who's gonna open it under Sal's Bar and Grill. There's an existing lease in place currently with options to renew, so the goal is for us to be there for the foreseeable future. 4 floor plans are also in place, and the build-out was completed by the previous owner. No employees currently. There's going to be employees. They're all going to be tip certified if they're going to be serving alcohol. If you have any questions as to the actual operation of the business, Sal can answer that, or any other questions I can answer.
Thank you, Counsel. Anything to add?
No.
Good. Let the attorney speak. Nothing else. All right, gentlemen. I'm going to open the meeting to the public and ask if anyone's in favor. Anyone in opposition? Any elected official that'd like to be heard? Counselor.
Well, it's Ward 7 night. Good evening, board members. Shirley Zach, Ward 7 City Councilor. This has been a long awaited for opening. You all may know it as the Oak. It's been closed for a number of years, and then as the attorney mentioned, it was going to open, and then 2020 hit. So this will be a great asset. I know the White Eagle's right next to it's very busy, and this is we need something down that end of North Montello to revitalize, bring in some good vibes to Brockton, to the city of Brockton. I like the bar and grill. I think that sounds really great. I saw the plans; they look beautiful. So, I hope this will be a great asset to the area, to Brockton. As North Montello, that's an entrance to that north side. So, I hope you vote on this favorably. Thank you.
Thank you, Counsel. I will be closing the public portion of the meeting. Commissioners, deliberation.
I have a question. Didn't we just approve Mr. Texera's manager?
Yeah, we did it backwards. So now we're here for the license transfer.
Okay, so
they missed a step.
Oh, so is he going to have to come back for his appointment of a manager? Because it's a new liquor license, it's going to be under a new name?
I think it's his license, though.
Yeah, once he gets his license.
He doesn't have to appoint, if he's going to appoint a manager, then he would have to do that.
Right, that's what I'm asking.
If he does that. If he's going to be running his business, he doesn't have to appoint a manager.
Okay, so we approved the manager last month.
Yeah.
For Mr. Texera.
Yeah.
But that's going to become null and void.
Yeah, it'll be his license. Yeah. The license will shift to him, so if he's going to be an absentee person and he needs to approve a manager, he would come and take himself off his license.
To answer that, he'll be on premises almost every day.
So that answers that. Questions, commissioners?
Mr. Chairman, the business would have to get a current certificate of inspection before the license could be issued. I believe this current building, electrical permits open on the building. Once those inspections are done and approved, the building and fire departments can sign off on the certificate of inspection.
Thank you, Chief. Lieutenant?
And the hours are, I believe the closing is 1:30 a.m., is that?
Yes.
So in that case, the police department has no objection.
Yeah, and this then has to go up to Boston for approval, so we're just a step in the chink in the chain.
Motion to approve pending they receive all proper sign-offs from building inspections and fire department.
Second. So a motion's been made and seconded. Opposed? That motion carries.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just have a question. I have here the closing times is 1 o'clock on the entertainment license, on the bar, or the restaurant, bar, whatever.
I have it as 1:30, the hours of operation on the application.
But the entertainment's till 1.
Yeah,
The license is till 1 and the hours of operation is 1:30?
I got the entertainment license, says 1 o'clock. So we're just gonna give out a 1:30 license?
Is the entertainment, is that an ordinance that the entertainment has to stop at 1?
No, I'm just curious. I don't have the page here that tells me what, that's why I was asking, because I'm going off the entertainment license, because I can't find the,
I believe the license, the last call is 2 o'clock. On the entertainment license, I put 1 o'clock, and I talked to Sylvia. That was to be, as a TBD, that we can change that. So,
The application has a,
Commissioners, if I can also say that Sundays, it has to be closed at 1. So
yeah, that's an ordinance.
That's an ordinance, so.
so, Mr. Chair, that would be my concern about issuing I thought we don't issue, after 1 o'clock licenses to new businesses and they have to earn it.
Scott, that is absolutely not the truth.
Okay.
So this commission has always issued 2 a.m. licenses for all individuals. And then if the individual doesn't prove that they can handle a 2 a.m. license,
then we roll it back.
We roll them back.
Okay, cool.
But again, it's always been, since I've been on since 2017, it's always been that we issue a 2 a.m. license because it's not fair to the business.
Yeah, like I said, the 1 a.m. license is all like us.
Mr. Chairman, I believe it's a moot point anyways. You just authorized the transfer and not any hours. So whatever the license says, the license says.
Yeah, except for on Sundays. Sundays, they have to close at 1.
1.
Yeah.
1:30. 1.
Right.
1.
1.
That's city council.
Right.
That has nothing to do with license commission. That's a city ordinance.
So if I may, Mr. Texter, what time is your license say to close? It's the 2 o'clock license.
Yeah, so they're gonna have their, yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah. The application says differently, but it's fine.
Yeah.
They just, yeah. So,
I don't even have that page. That's why I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
I mean, again,
Oh, that's for food. That's what,
if there's something that they can't handle and.
No, I get it. I understand. I just didn't have that page. I'm sorry.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
Moving on to agenda item number 10. Hearing request from Westgate AP Investments LLC, doing business as Westgate Entertainment Managers. Christopher R. Deck makes an application for a transfer for all alcoholic beverage license and common victor license and automatic amusement device license at 65 Westgate Drive. Just for the records, Commissioners, I was informed that this is being sold. We got a notarized letter from the new owners. So I allowed
the old owner.
The old owner.
The current owner is my boss, who I'm representing, and this is the new owner, but I'm rolling over to our.
I allowed the manager to come and represent. So, name and address for the record?
Yep. Christopher Dack, 6 Homestead Road, Pelham, New Hampshire.
Francine Kaiser, 235 Field Street, Brockton.
What do we have going on?
So I'm the current manager right now at Westgate. I've worked for the Patels for 21 years. I moved to Brockton once we bought it. At the moment, the partners aren't seeing eye to eye pretty much, so we've made the hard decision to sell, but I feel Chris and his partners are a good asset for Westgate. They are gonna bring what the current owners aren't capable of doing financially right now, which we came before you guys for the axe throwing, the laser tag, all that. Chris and his partners have a great vision for Westgate. They are going to move forward in building more to it, adding more for the community. And I think it's just a positive. I will stay on with them. I'm not going back to New York for at least 1 year just to help them out, show them the ropes, go through the city council, whatever they need. But I think it's a positive that's going to help Westgate build back where it should be, not where it is right now.
All right, I'm going to, anything else? Or?
No, I think she said it very well. This is her neighborhood. So.
I'm going to open the meeting to the public and see if there's anyone that would like to speak in favor.
Be quiet, George. He's with us.
Crickets.
Anyone in opposition? Any elected official that would like to be heard on the matter? Counselor.
Good evening, Commissioners. This is Ward 7 business, and this is an important business in Ward 7. I want to see it flourish. I've been before you with Francine numerous times, even via Zoom with the axe throwing, which you finally approved, which is great. But unfortunately, they weren't able to get it developed. So I'm excited for the new ownership, and I'm always very grateful for anyone that wants to come in and invest in Brockton, and this is what this looks like. And I really appreciate this new team and the new ownership and Francine's hard work, because she's been a great cheerleader. She even moved to Brockton from New York, which is really great.
Wasn't my decision. I'm just kidding. I do have a quick question. As far as the meeting that we're at before for the approval of the axe throwing, I know we've spoke with Lieutenant Banaka and what they wanted the rights for. Chris is willing to continue everything that we spoke about at that meeting. Does that roll over to allow him to build the axe throwing, or do we have to come before you guys again?
Was that approval contingent on the property or the?
Before we get into that,
yep. Sorry.
let's let counsel.
No problem at all. So anytime we run as elected officials, we speak to a lot of people in the community, and I just want to mention, I've mentioned this many times, people are always like, oh, our kids have nowhere to go and there's nothing to do, but we do. We have a place that can, with the approval of commissioners like yourselves, this business can be built up. So we can have laser tag. They came before you years ago. I don't know how many years. Has it been past 6 years? And it's like, I would like to see things move a little smoother for these businesses. I'm not saying approve everything, but help them move, if it's something that we can help them get to a little smoother, I would like to see that. So whether it's the laser tag, whether it's axe throwing. By the way, I saw a competition on TV. They were like 12-year-old girls doing axe throwing. It's like a major competition. I was like surprised. So it may not be our thing, but there's a big community for it. And our youth deserve to have somewhere nice to go. And my daughters are home from college, and they're like, I wish there was a place in Brockton I can take my friends when they come to Brockton. So I see this can be it. And the Menasians years ago built it up and really made it a really good place to, for families to go. Families, young kids, young adults. So we need something for our youth and young adults in the city. So I hope you're favorable with this, and along the way, anytime they come before you, we can help them get to where they need to go.
Thank you, Council.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to close the public portion of the meeting. Deliberation between the commissioners. You can ask some questions if need be. Scott, you want to start?
I just have the question in regards to, does the axe throwing, does that roll over with the property?
So the granting of that, in my opinion, went with the property.
Okay, cool.
But again, I think we should ask Solicitor Bridges, because this is a new entity, if that
needs to be re-asked.
Go ahead, sir.
Just so you guys know, the management portion and the operational portion, which is what you gave your approval based on, is how the business functions based on its employees, is staying the same.
Yeah.
So just as a, you know what I mean, just as a.
But there's a new corporation taking
Yes.
over.
Yeah.
So when we issue licenses, we issue them to like a.
To the individual business itself,
Yeah,
not the.
so once that business changes, so again, this is my opinion, right? If there was axe thrown there, if there was an actual there, and you took over the business, nothing would change. But since it's not there, we just want to make sure.
The only reason I need clarification on this, because that's continued on our purchase of this business, is the expansion of the business.
Okay, now
so
the
if
other
we have to reapply, that's fine.
The other question I have for you, Mr. Commissioner,
go ahead.
is this for the whole property, this
Yes.
this liquor license, or is it just for the lounge and he has to get a separate one for the bowling alley? I don't.
It's all the property.
No, I understand that.
The license covers the address.
Okay, so now, as you know, being in the business, if you're gonna do any modifications or renovations, and you have to notify the ABCs?
Yes.
Okay, great. And notify,
Sylvia.
Yeah.
Sylvia.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of plans
that's
coming your way.
Sylvia's stand-in,
so-
but you know what I mean. Okay.
I speak to them very
I'm done.
often.
Thank you.
Nothing else, Scott?
Nope.
Deputy Chief?
No comment on a license transfer.
Lieutenant?
No objection from the police department.
I just had one. So are you buying the real estate as well as the?
Yes.
We are, but we're two separate entities.
Okay, so again, I don't want to make this, I don't want to belabor this. So the real estate and then the operations
Yes.
are going to be owned by the same individuals? then?
Same, yep.
Okay, gotcha. You're just running,
Same
running as two different.
It's the same way that we have it currently. We currently have A.R. Westgate Lanes LLC, which is
Yep.
the business, and A.R. Westgate Realty, which is the property.
And you guys are getting finance for this, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, and I'm just going to check with Megan, I think that whatever you approve for in that business should be able to.
Yeah, because just a license transfer.
Yeah,
Whatever
yeah.
license
Yeah.
you have, they go.
Yes.
You know, I think it should just.
Everything should go with it.
Everything should go, but I will check just to make sure.
Okay.
But I wouldn't worry, you know, because again, a lot of us were on the commission about if we had to have you come back. I mean, I think that.
Yeah, that is, as long as we know we're on a time crunch.
Yeah.
You know, so we just need to make sure that that's.
Yeah, so I'll ask Megan. I don't think you got to come back. I honestly don't. But, and plus, I mean, most of the management. I was just there yesterday. I was.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I saw you guys. Yeah, I mean, our facilities stay the same. We've had people work for us for 40 years.
Yeah.
I'm staying on, Tim's staying on, like all the employees. We're trying to hire new, but nobody wants to work.
We used to make the best cheeseburgers, boy.
We still do. We were just talking about that. I was just telling us
So
that.
I will add, you know, as a commissioner, I mean, this is a gem in the city that, you know, in my opinion, from me, just outside of being a licensed commissioner, that we should help support. And I think that's what we've been doing, trying to add axe throwing. I mean, that was a very heavily.
Our goal is to bring it back.
So you're next to a police officer and you're talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just not going to.
Their business model.
Just bowling in general is going by the wayside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So their business model is a little bit different than what we currently operate. They're building a center right now in Tingsboro, but it's less bowling, more kid entertainment. So eventually we'll come before you guys again, and all their councils, they want to add other stuff to Westgate. Lower the lanes down a little bit, add in if it's like dark ride or this or that, like other entertainment for children.
Gotcha.
So when you get them in to stay.
You're gonna keep both big balls and little balls?
Thinking about that. I hate little balls. I do.
Candlepin is gone, but little kids love Candlepin.
The only
It's
problem with
nostalgic in our area.
Yeah.
The problem with Candlepin though is the machines are so old.
Yeah, you can't get parts.
cannot get parts.
Yeah.
I was like duct taping it the other day just to get it to work. Like that's how bad
We've
it
talked
is.
about keeping them till they're basically phased out.
Yeah.
When it's too expensive to maintain them, and then we'll phase them out. But we'll keep them as a nostalgia point. But we're looking to put about $2 to $3 million in the next 3
I was
years
just about that.
into the building.
And how many establishments do you currently run right now?
Right now, this is going to be our second one.
Second one, so you
Yeah.
already run a kind of.
Well, no, I'm sorry. In operation as of now, this is actually will be in operation before our other location is.
Because
The
you're
other
building
one's
that,
under
right.
construction. I don't know if you know the plazas up in, the Point Plaza was just built 2 years ago over in the Acton area. It's multi-million-dollar plaza, high-end.
You're building like.
We're working with the same team building a new plaza in the Tingsboro-Nashua line of New Hampshire. So we were supposed to be open a year ago, but due to construction delays on the plaza, we're opening November this year.
And you're going to keep the name the same, Westgate Lanes?
Yes, it's a variation, Westgate Lanes, investments, APA investments.
So I'm just talking about.
Yeah,
Yes,
TBA,
yes, sign
Westgate
it,
Lanes.
yes.
That's the reason why I'm staying on with them is Chris is very new to this industry. I've done it for 21
I know.
years.
Yeah.
So I will stay with
You're the
them.
grandmaster.
I'm not going back to New
She's
York.
the reason we said yes to the deal.
Yeah.
So, literally, we bought her with the building.
People are gonna,
Right.
where?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so Westgate will stay in it. Like we took out Harry's Pub. It's now Westgate, Westgate Lanes Pub and Grill.
Gotcha.
But everybody knows Westgate. Like they just call it Westgate.
Yeah.
So
We do more of an entertainment complex style business
Then
with
just,
multiple.
yeah, you're switching the whole vibe.
bowling is dying.
Yeah.
It is.
Nobody else has anything?
I don't know. I think we're all set.
Make a motion to approve. Oh,
No.
No, I asked you.
I made a motion, he seconded it.
Who seconded? Stud. A motion's been made and seconded to grant. All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Good luck.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, we have one more motion to make.
Sound like you got a winner.
Thank you guys.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.